Okay, let's talk about a certain kind of mind. The kind of mind that feels like it's running on a totally different operating system than everyone else's. One that processes the world with this incredible depth that can feel like both a superpower and, yeah, a really heavy weight to carry.
If that quote just hits you with a jolt of recognition, then you know exactly what this feeling is like. It's this crazy paradox, right? Having this incredible engine inside your head that's capable of amazing things, but you just can't seem to find the off switch when you desperately need to rest.
And this, right here, is the big idea we're going to explore. We're going to stop treating these traits like they're bugs in the code. Instead, we're going to see them for what they really are, powerful built-in features of a uniquely advanced way of thinking.
So, let's start with the heart of the machine, the central processor. This is the part that's responsible for that constant, humming internal world that, well, rarely, if ever, goes quiet.
Now, this is so crucial to understand. For this kind of mind, this state of deep processing isn't an occasional thing. It is the norm. It's your baseline, your factory default setting. Your system isn't malfunctioning. It's running exactly as it was designed.
And here's what that actually looks like in real life. Replaying a conversation for hours after it's over, or questioning a decision you've already made. That constant internal chatter when you're trying to sleep, that is your processor at work. It's why you can feel so mentally exhausted after a day that was supposed to be relaxing. You're not just worrying. Your mind is running diagnostics on everything.
At its very core, this processor is built to be independent. You don't just accept things at face value. You have to take them apart, understand the why behind the what, and you'll instinctively challenge ideas or rules that just don't have a solid foundation.
And on top of that, your mind is an incredibly sophisticated pattern recognition engine. You're constantly scanning the horizon, connecting dots that nobody else sees, and running these complex simulations about what might happen next, long before others have even noticed there's a problem.
And that brings us to one of the most powerful and most misunderstood features of this whole system. It's not a glitch. It's a deliberate, high-level function, the moment you pause.
So here's the deal. What the outside world might see as you hesitating is actually a sign of elite self-regulation. This ability is directly linked to high intelligence. While a lot of people just react instinctively, your mind creates a space to process, to evaluate, and to choose a truly considered response. That's a strength.
Okay, so we've looked at the processor. What about the data stream? How does this mind take in information from the world? The simple answer is inglorious and sometimes overwhelming high definition.
The best way to think about it is like this. Most people are experiencing the world in standard definition. Your brain, though, is processing life in 4K Ultra HD. You're not just seeing a person's face. You're reading the subtle micro-expressions. You're not just hearing a conversation. You're detecting the slight shift in vocal tone that changes absolutely everything.
And this perfectly illustrates why certain environments can feel so draining. For an average brain, a busy mall is just some manageable noise. But for the high-sensitivity brain, it's a data blizzard. Every conversation, every light, every movement is another stream of information flooding your processor, and it leads to massive cognitive overload.
This high-res processing also explains why a sudden, unplanned interruption can feel like such a violation. It's not just a distraction from what you're doing, it feels more like a trespasser in your deepest mental space.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Your mind is deep in thought, weaving these complex ideas together, and then, bam! An unexpected phone call forces the whole system to slam on the brakes. It violently yanks you out of deep thinking into shallow reactive mode. The energy it takes to reboot and get back to that deep state is just immense.
All right, so how does this finely tuned operating system handle the most complex variable of all, other people? Well, this brings us to the great paradox of connection.
Just take a look at this comparison. For a mind that's wired for depth, small talk isn't just uninteresting. It's cognitively expensive. It makes you feel like you're putting on a performance, and it offers none of the reward you get from a real, meaningful conversation. Deep talk, on the other hand, is energizing. It's authentic. It's like using a supercomputer for basic math. Sure, it can do it, but it's a colossal waste of resources.
And this is the reframe that can change everything. It's not that you're against people. You have a deep-seated need for authentic connection. Your mind is searching for resonance, for real depth. And when all it finds is surface-level chatter, it feels starved, even in a crowded room.
So when that cognitive energy gets dangerously low, the system activates a protective firewall. This isn't you being cold or aloof. This is your mind's smart, automated defense protocol kicking in to prevent a total system crash. It's a non-negotiable act of self-preservation. So, let's run one final system diagnostic. What does it mean to truly own this unique operating system, to embrace both its incredible power and its inherent costs? These are your specs. A processor that runs deep and constant, a sensory feed that sees the world in stunning detail, the ability to see patterns others miss, the self-control to pause before you act, and a mind that demands authenticity in everything. These aren't flaws, they're your features.
And if you take only one thing away from this, please let it be this: the mental exhaustion, the feeling of being out of sync with the world, the profound need for solitude. These aren't signs that something is broken. They are the price of admission for your cognitive depth. They're the shadow cast by a brilliant light.
So now you have a copy of the user manual. You understand the source code of your own mind. The question is no longer about how to fix it, but how to master it. How will you leverage these incredible features, and how will you build the environment your system needs to thrive? That is your challenge and your greatest opportunity.